Hi, guys. We are back with Powerless by Lauren Roberts. This is episode 4, and we just finished. See, I need to look every time. Chapters 35 to 49. Did I get it? 35 to
Yes,
49?
good
Yes.
job.
Okay. I crushed these chapters, and anyone here, and probably most of you reading or listening, not reading, this is where my brain's at, will know that I'm usually the one that pulls up the rear in terms of finishing the chapters so that we're ready to go. And that was not the case this time for, I think, probably the first time in ever. I crushed it. I like quick check in before we finish this book, since we are going to be finishing it myself tonight before we talk about it 2 days from now. How are you guys feeling? I I've had moments while we've read this book where I'm like, I don't know. Is it a plot hole? Is it going to be a cool plot twist? Still not sure on most of it. I'm loving it. How about you guys? And feel free to just be like, absolutely not. Would DNF if Brooke was not going to pull me through this entire series, kicking and screaming.
Leaning towards like it's good. It's not great. I'm sure
Mm-hmm.
I'll I'll see how it is when I get to the end.
Yeah.
But I'm liking it so far. Um I was kind of surprised by the end of this section that we're heading towards like the last trial. Like, oh, another ball. I was surprised by we're getting another ball.
Yes.
And that this was going to be like the last trial. Um but yeah, it's good so far. I'm loving the romance.
Yes. Yeah, I think that is mostly me as well. I'm just like, I am loving them. And if
Yeah,
everything with
like
like the resistance and the trials could just go away, I would probably be
yeah.
okay with that too. But yeah, Elena, how are you feeling?
Yeah, I feel like I love the banter between Kai and Peyton. So I'm like, and I'm genuinely like enjoying like reading it. Like I continue going to it and like going through it very quickly. Well, not very quickly because Brooke, you finished it the first. But I feel like when I'm like reading it in chunks, I like have been doing it. But yeah, I don't know about the plot still. I am happy in this section we finally got the like Kit Kai conversation that I feel like I've been waiting for, where they acknowledge that they're both into the same girl. Still don't have a resolution to that. Um, and I'm also very worried about this her trying Kit for the resistance thing. I don't think it's gonna go well, and I think I'm gonna really hate it. But that's where I'm sitting.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like there were a lot of things that happened in this section to talk about and that I liked. And we can jump right in with the Kit and Kai stuff. I also loved that they finally like had just like a heart to heart moment. Like I feel like finally they just sat down, and I feel like they didn't really come out and say we've got feelings for the same girl. Like I feel like they skirted around that, which I wasn't thrilled about, but also like for book one of what now I'm coming to terms with is a love triangle. I understand that like we can't come right out and say it just now. What I really appreciated that they did kind of come out and say is that Kit understands, like he fully knows that Kai does not kill the children that are ordinaries, which I wasn't sure about. And clearly like Kit is okay with that. And I love that Kit seems like he's going to be a much better ruler than his dad is. Like we got a lot of moments of that in this section, which I enjoyed. Oh no, you disagree?
No, I mean, right now I think he's gonna be a better ruler than his dad. I think when the resistance goes into the box after Peyton betrays him and murders his father in front of his eyes, it's gonna go bad. I still think this is his evil origin story.
I have a lot of anxiety around the resistance thing. Jamie, did you want to say anything about Kit and Kai before I
Sure.
just anxiety all over that?
I mean, other than like I feel like Kid is still, even though they did have that conversation, I still feel like he's still naive. I don't know if you guys feel the same way, but and I feel like I feel like I, I wouldn't really call it a love triangle. And if it was, it's very like one-sided
Mm.
in Kit's part.
Do you think that Kit also thinks of Peyton as a friend, or is he entirely
That's what the thing is.
unaware of, like, the
Like,
fact that Peyton's not into him?
that's the thing. Like, that's the thing. Because if we don't get his POV, I think it would be like if it was a true love triangle, we would get his POV. But
Mm,
I can't figure out if Kit is naive and oblivious, or he's up to something.
mm,
True, he hasn't really made any like romantic advances towards Peyton. He's like been really interested in what she has to say and like asked her to the ball. But I feel like he uses every opportunity to like touch her and flirt with her and like there's not a huge amount of flirting coming from Kit.
I it's funny because I feel like I started this book very, suspicious of him and his motivations, and as we keep getting more scenes with him, I'm becoming less suspicious and more on the I think he's naive and in love with her train than suspicion. So I love that you guys are picking up my slack there because I still think that it's a possibility. But there were some things that he said about like how much he loves like how she talks and like that really came off to me in this section of like he is falling for her, and like I feel like he thinks she's also into him and really does not understand how into his brother she is.
I mean, he's
It's
been
gonna go
watching,
so
right?
bad.
Yeah.
It's
I,
hard too because like she's trying to pretend to be more to engage with him more
yeah. And I mean like I do
for
think
the
that she
resistance.
genuinely thinks of him as a friend. Like I do think that she like we don't get any vibes that she's like ugh like I don't want to spend any time with this guy, like I'm only doing it for the resistance. Otherwise, I don't think that the resistance part would hurt my heart as much as it does. Um, but yeah, just a lot of the things that he says, it seems like he really is falling for her, unless he also has an ulterior motive, which honestly, give me an ulterior motive because then when she backstabs him, he can be like, oh, well, I was using you for X the whole time, and I'll feel better.
No, I don't think there's going to be though. It's just gonna be her betraying him and him turning into a bad king because of it.
Oh, I don't love it.
Uh, I'm not excited for that. I also wait, I had a thought. Now I don't have a thought. Um,
Well, with Kit, I kind of hope that he turns out to be like a good character.
Yes. I
I
would
mean,
be
that's what
sad
we
if
all
he
hope,
turned
right?
evil.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
yeah. I didn't love his whole like Takai being like, but dad's great. He made you how you are. Like
Mhm.
Hmm.
it's those moments where I'm like, he's on a brink right now. Like he's very clearly on like the ledge of is he gonna be a good king or is he gonna go towards his dad?
Mm. I feel like
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like he's like sheltered or naive. He didn't realize the the connections with Kai and being like tortured and all the things he went through. He never really got to see it. Although, now going to loot with Hayden, I think that kind of like opened his eyes.
yeah, and I
And
do see it as like a naivete thing. Like I see it as because he does say like, if only it wasn't for my dad, like I'd be able to like go to loot and like do all these things, and he's clearly okay with what Kai's doing and seems like maybe more, and I think that he's just stuck on the like but he's our dad, that like I can't how do I second guess like what my dad did? He's my dad. And he hasn't gotten to the point where it's like, yeah, but your dad's a bad guy, bro. Like,
I wonder if
maybe
like
he'll get there.
there's yeah, like maybe the king will do something and that's when it will like occur to Kit that like, oh shoot, my dad actually
I don't
sucks.
think so though. I don't see it happening.
so Elena, are you on the train that you think that Kit is going like with this betrayal is going to like choose the side of evil at least like temporarily?
Yeah, 100%. Like that's really
Hmm.
where I think this resistance thing is going. And because then it's an easy solution to both brothers like her, because he's gonna hate her after this.
When the resistance thing goes sideways, because I don't think any of us are going to stand here and say, "Oh, this will absolutely work. Yay, resistance." Which if we are, I'm going to pause just real quick. Anyone? No?
No.
Jamie, you're not. This plan by the resistance is the best plan ever made and it will definitely work.
Um, since the beginning, when since the resistance was introduced, I've been hesitant about
Yeah.
them. Like I don't think
Yeah.
they're very good planners.
No. Okay. So when this goes sideways, because it has to, because young adult novel, um, do we think that only Kit gets upset? Because I am anxious about Kit being betrayed. I'm also very anxious about Kai being betrayed. And I realized that somehow in this book, where the entire premise is he kills ordinaries, she is ordinary, we've never discussed how do we think that's going to work? At what point does he find out and how does that go down?
He's gonna have to make a choice.
I don't think we've discussed it because I don't, and I don't know about you guys, but personally, I don't see a world in which he chooses murdering ordinaries over her. Like he's made it very clear, that he wants to protect her, and that he. It's not like he's a fan of murdering the ordinaries. So like it just has never really seemed like a choice as much as when I think the betrayal of the resistance is more like cause a rift between them than finding out she's an ordinary.
Hmm. Yeah. I would also hope that he makes the switch fairly quickly. And I do fully believe that Kai is a good person, but he does have a problem with killing children, not killing ordinaries. And not that he's like, ah, yeah, my favorite Saturday activity is to just like go out and kill some adult ordinaries. Like, clearly, he's not like, he doesn't love it. But the thing that he gets hung up on is killing children. He has killed many a non-child ordinary. So I just wonder what that moment will be like when he realizes, like, oh, the girl I'm in love with is an ordinary. Like, at what, like, how long will it take him to get past the whole, like, disease thing?
Immediately, because the disease thing is clearly BS.
See, this is a young adult novel, so the scene that I would love to see is probably not going to happen, but I'll make it YA, and I really hope that what happens is like he has a moment where he's like, but what about the disease? And she's like, my tongue has been in your mouth. Do you still believe in the disease? And then Kai will take a moment and be like, no, I guess you're right. I guess you're right.
Maybe that's when it'll click.
10 out of 10 scene.
Yeah.
Still waiting. Still waiting.
Yeah. So, saying still waiting, do we think that the end of this book is some sort of like big like plot explosion of resistance thing goes sideways and everyone realizes Peyton is ordinary? Or do we see a world in which resistance thing goes sideways but Peyton can still, like, people don't know that she had something to do with it?
We we only have 94 pages left.
Right.
So do you
And
think we'll
like I
see
just
the
feel
end of the trials? And then we'll get a winner?
I do think that happens. I think the trials end by the end of this book.
Who do you think will win?
I do question if we're going to get a true winner because I wonder if the last trial is sort of like ruined by this resistance thing and if the
Hmm.
trial's like never really, like, we don't really crown a winner.
I'm also very worried about the trials vis-a-vis they're definitely gonna be rigged to try and kill her, right? Like there's no way King doesn't try and have her murdered in this last trial.
Absolutely. What would I love, cliche as it may be, is like a you must now fight to the death and Kai says no.
Genuinely, I think there's a non-zero chance, but we've been like I feel like I've been wrong about every trial that I thought was gonna happen. Like, did I ever think it was gonna be now climb mountain?
Right.
Not even now climb mountain. Climb mountain, now play capture the flag.
All of a sudden there was a flag.
Remind me how many contestants we have left because 4 have died now, right? We've
Mhm.
lost Sadie, Hera, Ace, and Braxton. So we've
Braxton.
got 5 left.
Yeah, we have 5 left, and it's all the important ones. It's,
Peyton,
uh,
Kai, Andy,
Jax and
Blair.
Blair.
Jax, and Blair.
Blair.
Yeah. Okay.
So
So we can't do like a 2-on-2 battle royale and then like a like the 5 doesn't really match up super well for like a 1v1 fight to the death situation.
Unless something happens.
That's true. That's true.
um so Andy or Jax are dying in the next trial. And then Blair is also dying, question mark?
See, I could see Blair continuing to be an antagonist in book 2 depending on like what trajectory we're going. Like if Peyton
Yeah.
can still fly under the radar as an ordinary and is still like in their circle, I can see Blair still being an antagonist for that.
Yeah, I could see that too.
How do we feel about
But
Lenny? Like, what are the odds Lenny makes it through letting people in through the basement?
I think
I
my
feel like I can't
biggest
take Lenny seriously. I'm sorry.
yeah, no, that's exactly what I was going to say is I just don't
Really?
know I
Sweet.
don't know if Lenny is like adorable and like if I just want to pat him on the head and be like, "Oh, Lenny, like you're
Yeah.
so cute." Or if Lenny has ulterior motives and I'm going to want to punch him at the end of this book. Like I just don't know with the resistance. Are they bumbling or are they hiding something that I'm going to hate them for later?
Mm.
They're definitely hiding something.
Right. Like
This is
that's my
book 1.
hope. They've got to be.
They're hiding something or someone.
Well, right, yeah. On the spectrum of is dad still alive? I think I'm
Is
still at a
mom still
2080.
alive?
Who's mom? Wait.
No, Dad is dead. I think it's more likely the reveal is like they're shapeshifters somehow, and someone from the Resistance murdered Dad.
Oh.
What?
I don't know, because we know he acted shocked when they were like, and the king murdered him. Like, we still don't know why
Mm.
Callum was acting shocked. So I've just been trying to, like,
Why shapeshifters? Like, why does your brain think shapeshifters?
because she swears she saw the king do it.
Mm.
Did you
When
guys
you said
also pick up?
shapeshifters, I immediately like pictured werewolves in my brain. I wasn't thinking like could shapeshift into another person.
Oh.
You're right. You're right. Yes.
Yeah.
We haven't seen that, right? Where someone
No.
could shift into someone else.
If Andy can turn into animals, I feel like there might be someone that can turn into other people or like
That's
change their
true.
personal characteristics.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask, did you guys pick up on the fact that like Kai killed for the first time when he was 14?
No, I think I blocked that out. That
It
specific
kind of
awful detail.
it kind of adds like if I'm mathing it right,
Mm.
it adds
Mm.
up to okay,
Oh, wait. So
Peyton
Oh my
where
being
was that?
god!
Peyton being 13 when her dad passed.
Yes.
Kai is a year older and he
Oh,
killed for the first time at 14. Who did he kill?
Wait, okay, so where did I miss
crazy.
that he killed
Then
for the first time at 14? Let me just crawl under a blanket while you explain this to me.
I can't remember what chapter it was.
Because I brought up this idea in episode 1 and you guys were like, absolutely no, that couldn't have happened. And I put it out of my brain. I was like, good. I'm so
But
glad.
no, you bring up a good point. Like, and it was even said that like, okay, then how does she see the green eyes when Kai has gray? So
Oh my
What
god.
is this?
It's because we know the king went with him for his first kill and, like, he led his training. Or, I mean, I guess we don't know that the king went with him for his first kill, but, like, it's not a hard assumption to make. So if he was, like, standing behind his dad somehow, oh my god, we
You think?
crazy.
Oh, some kind of
Yeah,
shadow play? Not like actual shadows, but being like behind the
and
king and
I
that's
like other
why
shadow
Callum
play
was
much
shocked.
better.
we haven't seen shadow powers yet, right?
No.
Oh, and did you there was also a reveal or that the king is a Brawny and that's his power,
Yeah.
right?
I read that and immediately was like, "Oh, well,
That's it.
never mind."
Oh my
Like,
god. I
that shattered
definitely
most of my cool
forget.
theories right there.
Good catch, Jamie. That's gonna be a problem.
Maybe it
Fine.
was when he was confronting Kit or something because I remember it was in the same realm of the conversation he was had about like not killing children.
Mm, oof. No. I mean, okay, so I'd be okay with it in the, like, Hayden and Kai being able to come together in, like, the we both have these really awful things that, like, awful being an ordinary awful, um, that should keep us apart, but can we get back to each other, like, after realizing that I killed your dad and you betrayed our, uh, like, my whole family. I just said that out loud, and my brain has now thought that her betrayal and the resistance coming in is what gets Kit or Jax killed. Because that would be the only fair trade for him killing her dad, plot wise. Mm, no. No.
I just glanced through that chapter and I didn't see 14, but I was also just glancing.
I thought you meant you like started glancing through future chapters. Just like, did people die? Does the resistance go sideways? Just
Right. No,
quick vibe
not
check.
this time.
It was in the audio. I was listening to the audiobook, so unfortunately I don't have like where
Mm.
exactly it was, but I remember hearing it and just being like
Yeah, I was trying to think of when, because there's a lot of dark stuff in this section, even with like Kai's nightmare and um him talking to Kit about everything that happened and him just nonchalantly being like, "Yeah, I had to cut my own arm and then sew it up. Of course. Wasn't
Oh
that
yeah,
how your dad trained you too?"
that was a really tough chapter to read through.
Definitely no redemption arc for the king for sure. Am ready to watch him
Yeah.
die.
It had
Probably in
to
the
be
final book.
it had to be in their confrontation because I remember thinking Jax could see. Jax could see
Mm.
like the truth. Like we need Kit to open his eyes.
Wait, Jax?
Jax like being
Yeah,
like
that's what I'm
their
looking
brother.
for.
Cause like he knows what's going on behind closed doors.
Yeah, like Jax could be the voice of, hey, this isn't cool. Like,
Yeah.
can we all be better people now? Before he dies tragically.
You still think he's gonna die?
I think my problem is that as much as I was worried about Andy with the whole venomous snake thing,
Yeah.
um, I don't think that her death would be impactful enough on Kai to hurt us. It's like I'd be
Mhm.
sad if Andy died because she's like a cool character that I would enjoy seeing more of later.
Yeah.
Um, but like emotionally, I don't think that it would hit that hard if if she was the only one that died. I think we've got to lose Kit or Jax still in order to like really punch Kai in the gut.
Yeah. I don't I'm very worried about Jax.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, Jamie, you brought up Peyton's mom when we were
Mhm.
joking about if her dad was still alive and what's coming down the pike. And we realized that
Mhm.
we haven't talked about the fact that we know that both Kit and Peyton's moms passed away when they were younger.
Passed away.
Yeah, I'm saying it nicely, but like, yeah, what happened to the both of them? Is it the same thing? Are they the same person? Is anyone arguing that?
Cool. Actually thought about that. And that'd be crazy.
Because that'd be a great reason why they shouldn't be together. But um,
No, they gotta be together.
Kit and Peyton?
Oh, sorry. I thought you meant God.
Like, oh
I'm
wait,
getting their
I didn't know
I'm
that
getting
was a
their
question I
names
needed
mixed
to
up.
ask.
My bad. My bad.
No
Um
one's shipping her with Kit, right? That's not happening.
no,
Not
definitely
not in
not.
this house.
It's possible their moms are the same. I don't think their moms are the same, but maybe. It would explain why there hasn't been like as much like outward flirting between Kit and Peyton. Not that either of them know, but just from a like to not make it gross standpoint.
Yeah, like less in the incest in the YA book. Is there a world in which that would be the reason that the king would have Peyton's dad killed?
1,000%.
I just because that do I think that like their moms being the same person is probably w- way too convenient and like the hoops that you'd have to jump through plot wise for me to believe that would be probably be a lot. Yes, I do realize that this would be a big stretch, but I'm still looking for that reason why the king would kill or have killed Peyton's dad.
Great question. Outside of him being part of the resistance, but then why does the resistance still operate outside of his house? Who knows?
It's a very secure basement.
Sorry.
Oh man. Yeah. Jamie, any thoughts? Because I know you were the one that you were like, oh yeah, we've got to I can't believe that we haven't talked about this yet. Like, did you have any theories about the coincidence that is Kit and Peyton both losing their moms at a very young age?
I thought it was an odd coincidence. Um, I didn't really think that they would be the same person, and obviously there has to be more to that than what we're given.
Have we considered that the more to their deaths is that they died from the sickness that comes from being ordinary?
The disease is real?
The disease is real.
That
That's
would
what
be
we're
really
missing.
that would be amazing. That would actually be a really big twist.
Mm-hmm.
When there's no
Dang, and the king
solution
was
in this
right the
book.
whole time.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the solution is that we have to kill the ordinaries, and we realize the king's been right all along. And yeah, Kai can't be with Peyton because she must die.
That's what I've been meaning to tell you, actually. The novella is from the king's POV. He becomes the protagonist.
And we're all finally on board because down with the ordinaries. I understand now. That would have been a huge
Exactly.
spoiler, and I'm glad you didn't tell me
Mhm.
until just right now in the middle of this episode.
You're welcome. Restraint.
Oh, oh man, you're so good. Um, okay, if that's all that we have to say about those things, yes, good. Can we gush about how cute Kai and Peyton were in this section? Because I kid you not, That is the reason why I kept flipping pages. I was like, possible plot holes? Don't care. Stupid resistance? Okay, fine.
Whatever.
Give me more drunk Kai. Give me more snuggling under the willow tree. Give me more waking him up during his nightmare. I want it all. I want more of it. I can't wait. Oh my god.
You forgot the thumb war.
I Jamie, there was too much. I couldn't rattle it off just now. Oh my, just every other scene was just them being adorable in a different way, and I loved it so much.
So cute.
Favorite scenes, anybody? Just let me
I
relive all of it.
Okay, it's not as cute, but one of my favorite was when they're in the trials and what's her name? Blair was getting ready to throw like a stick telepathically towards Peyton, and then Kai uses his power to divert it and actually kill Braxton instead, all because like Peyton was gonna die.
So
So
cute.
yeah, loved it.
My favorite is drunk. First of all, drunk Kai. Love drunk Kai. Kai should potentially be drunk in every scene, even though that would be a problem. Um, but then that he like wrote on his hand, being, she says I can touch her when I'm sober, and then just him looking down in the trial and being like, I don't remember this, and having it like it was just such an like I don't know something about it like happening during the trial just made it so much better for me.
It was cute in like he remembered most of the night, and he like remembered having that conversation, but like still proved Peyton right in that he was like, oh, I was slightly too drunk to remember writing this on my arm. So funny,
Like, it was kinda
hilarious.
cheesy, but adorable at the same time.
Yes.
Same with the thumb war, and I was like, "Oh, this is kinda silly, but it's them and it's really cute."
Yeah. No, like it all sort of has like the flavor of YA where it's like it's
Ah,
all very like very PG rated, but like I love it because I feel like neither one of them got a childhood. So I think it also like makes sense in that they're sort of like sharing these very like simple heartfelt moments with each other and like helping each other heal through that. Like who's never heard of a thumb war, but like this girl hasn't, and just like really really cute. um yeah, no, I absolutely loved it, and I thought that like Kit being a Kit Kai, I almost want to call him
see?
Malachi now that we know
See?
that's his name, because their name starting with the same letter still irks me, and I'm almost done with the first book. um I being drunk was really cute. But at the same time, like devastating that he's like, well, I've been drinking because I have to deal with the fact that you're dancing with my brother. I'm like, stop it, take the knife out of my heart.
It was so cute though. Like the jealousy. We love the jealousy outside of the fact that it's his brother who's also his best friend.
Right. Like the jealousy is great,
Absolutely.
but at the same time, like we're going to have to deal with it eventually and it's going to hurt so bad. I'm so excited and anxious for the end of this book, like I can't even explain it. Like there's just gonna be so much pain, so much hurt.
Maybe they're both gonna hate her after the resistance thing, and she's gonna end up with Lenny.
No.
Oh, Lenny.
I
How funny was that, like, Kai is a picky eater?
Who
yes.
doesn't like fruit? Fruit is a 10 out of 10 food. Like all fruit.
Yeah.
He likes strawberries, right? Or did I
They're
mishear that?
they're not disgusting or not repulsive. I forget what the word was.
Yeah.
Have either of you seen Abbott Elementary?
Yeah, but I don't think I'm caught up.
There's like one of the characters where the entire bit is that he doesn't like food.
That's
Like
right. Yes, yeah.
How?
he just doesn't like it, like any of it. Or maybe there's like one food he likes, but it's just because everyone's like, "Ooh, pizza. Who doesn't love pizza?" And he's like, "I
Oh,
don't
and
love
he doesn't
pizza."
like pizza.
Because he doesn't like the textures.
Is he, like, super skinny? Like, he can't gain a pound because he just doesn't eat?
Kind of.
Oh, alright, well, at least it makes sense.
But
No,
I
I
Right,
don't
thought
think they explain that's why.
mm, I thought that
right.
that was adorable, and, like, I do think that the writing is amazing when it comes to, like, especially those 2 characters and their relationship, just, like, the little details about, like, the thumb wars and the "I somehow don't love fruit," and, it's just it's so adorable, and I eat it up like blueberries because blueberries are delicious and wrong. Any other scenes in particular that you guys want to gush about? We make this episode 3 hours long and we just talk about all of their scenes together in explicit detail.
I mean, I was totally schooling about them cuddling, and that was really sweet and cute. But that was like the last chapter we read, so
Yeah. Yeah, that scene has been living in my brain since I finished it.
I can't wait for their kiss.
Oh god.
I just I can't feel good until I finish this section and see everything not go to absolute chaos.
Yeah.
The odds of that happening are like 10%. Like maybe the
Yeah.
resistance doesn't sneak in and no one knows that she betrayed them and they can keep all being friends.
What I'm leaning toward at this point is that the resistance thing happens. It goes sideways, but somehow Peyton not everybody knows that Peyton was involved. And I wonder if like book 2 is it being suspicious and then the anxiety of everyone being like, oh, if we could find the mole and execute them, that would be great. And Peyton has to keep being like, yeah, that would be great.
I just don't see a world in which the super secret key gets stolen off Kit and like Kit realize that she pickpocketed him, but there's a 0% chance Kai doesn't realize she pickpocketed him.
You're right. I keep forgetting about this key, which yeah, I keep conveniently forgetting about that. And no, please God, why are we doing this?
Oh, so bad.
Oh. Do you think she realizes she doesn't want to go through with it before that?
No. She seems committed, like weirdly committed.
I also thought
Like
weirdly committed.
I think she's gonna feel guilty about it, but I don't think there's any like not once was she like maybe I shouldn't trust these people.
Yeah. Just a bunch of random strangers that are like squatting in your dad's secret basement and you don't question anything about their allegiances or what they're up to.
That's so true. Because she was like, Caleb, you're my dad's best friend. I've never heard of you.
Yep.
Literally.
So she's really
Or
just
she
taking their word for it.
Yep.
or she's so observant, like that's her thing is how observant she is, and she clocks that Callum looks confused when she like mentions her dad dying, or like the
Mm,
king killing dad, and doesn't dig into it.
Yeah. You did just remind me that something that I wish she did more of was like the psychic stuff. Like I wish that we saw more of that in her
yeah,
interactions with people.
I think the last time
There
was during
wasn't a lot of it.
interviews. Yeah, and that was
Yeah,
really
this
early on.
section
Early
can't really
on.
do it at all.
I mean, it was really it was subtle, I think, when she was fighting with like Blair and Braxton,
Mhm.
when she like found those moments of moments of weakness.
That's true.
But it was subtle. It wasn't like, psychic.
Maybe more of it's going to come up now with the like, how do I get the key off of Kit and
Right.
like
Like after we
allegiance
mentioned it's
stuff.
going to be in the last section.
Uh,
Him to get this key and Kai's gonna see them. What are the odds we get a scene?
oh, I hate that even more. Elena, no, take it back.
Tell me it doesn't feel potentially possible.
I mean, the second book is called Reckless, so you kind of wonder, what does that mean? Does
Yeah,
it
what are
mean
we
like
being
she's
reckless about?
reckless? Does it mean someone else is reckless? Who's being reckless? The resistance.
If they still exist.
If they still exist.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, there's other parts of the map we haven't seen yet, too.
Yeah, that's true. Trial number 3 takes place in the other part of the map that we haven't seen yet, since we've just been
What's
going to the different
what's
map
that?
places for our trials.
What's across the sea? You know,
The Shallows. It is Rom.
is the real resistance in the sands? Is that no scorches?
That would
I
be
do
good.
think eventually
We'll see
there
them
has to
again.
be like a gathering of people from these towns that they've been exiled to.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I would be okay if it was like this is the fake resistance that has a weird ulterior motive that we find out, and then we find the real resistance, like in Tando or Door.
And mom or dad or both are leading it.
Ooh. Mm. Yeah, because for sure, like not everyone dies in the scorches. Like definitely a lot of ordinaries got through the scorches to the other towns.
I was just gonna say, you do know that if we do get like, oh, we're going to another town to find people, it's gonna be when she betrays them and Kai has to kill her and then sends her out in the desert
Ooh.
for half a book.
Ooh, that could happen.
And then goes with her because he can't bear to be apart from her. You know,
Mm,
it gets real cold in the desert at night. Just saying. Super hot during the day. We got a guy that loves to be shirtless. Real cold at night. Maximum snow
it would
spreading.
actually be kind of cute just from a perspective of like she doesn't have any powers, and if he's out in the middle of the desert with her, he also won't have any powers.
Cute.
Mm-hmm. That is cute.
Oh, I love that. Oh man. I got nothing else. That was everything that was eating away at my brain. I don't know if you guys have anything.
Mm.
Oh boy. All right. Well, one thing that I do know for sure is that the end of this book is going to be a doozy, or it
Mm-hmm.
it kind of has to be. I feel. Yeah. Hopefully, we don't get entirely wrecked by it before we end up in book 2. But we're gonna do it. We're doing it. So finish this book and then come back and we'll see how it all ended together. All right. See you back here, guys. Bye.
Bye.